Hey, welcome to a special episode of Synth News, with more news from Superbooth 2025. Superbooth had more than 300 booths this year, and it wasn't possible to visit all of them in 3 days. So in addition to the 12 videos that are already online, I visited other booths with interesting news. We only shoot some snippets. Starting with the Spotykach from Synthux Academy, is a portable dual looper with real-time recording, various mangling algorithms, and full hero rack compatibility.
With a lot we call it a playground, the looping playground, because what you do when you start playing with this, you discover all sorts of things that you wouldn't be able really to discover on your own. You start connecting things. There is like 2 LFOs here and 2 decks, and each of the decks can be on reel mode but also in slice mode. So if I move from reel to slice, for instance, then it's doing time stretching, but in reel mode it's actually like tape. You have CV in, but the CV is going to a switch, so I can do CV on position, but I can also do CV on size, or I can do on both. And I can discover different things in the process. It's a very intuitive process of recording. I can do Alt and record, and I'm now armed, and I can simply start to play, and then I can have a recording, and I can see what I can do with it. I can also mix in, so this is now B, but I can move into A, and then I can record something completely new here.
Good news for Beetlecrab Tempera users, the creative granular sampler now features poly aftertouch. The unique thing is here, it's not only the engine, but also the touch panel will feature poly aftertouch starting with the next firmware, which is now in beta.
Basically, the hardware was capable of it, but
Exactly. And in fact, the protocol has been working all the time since the firmware last year, but just the poly aftertouch has been disabled. So we have tested that it actually works, and now we have enabled it and routed it so it can be used as a modulating source.
Ohm Force from France, known for their plugins, showcased the Bohm stereo kick module with 2 expanders. Bohm offers multiple algorithms with different synthesis options as well as sample import, each with numerous parameters such as length, sustain, attack, pitch and more. A pretty impressive, mighty stereo kick module.
So you can load also your own like wavetables, amps, and samples. We have like a micro SD card.
okay.
With this model.
Okay.
Then on the next booth, Love Synthesizer showed off the development progress of their first Love. It's a battery-powered multi-timbral polyphonic FM synthesizer with built-in effects, a looper and many other creative features for interacting with the engine. At full last year, the size would only be the prototype, but it seems the finished version will be just as big. Pre-orders starts in June.
So the development is almost finished, or?
Yeah, so we've been working really hard on the hardware and getting that into a finished state and on the sound engine. And we're working on getting the user interface up to speed with all of that. So
On the booth of Mad Sound Factory, or MSF, the developers of the Drop analog groovebox, you could see this year the Grit, a patchable experimental sound mangler / distortion with lots of noise, FM and others. Looks really cool, but I couldn't record a sound demo as I was too late in the evening on the booth. Without a big teaser or announcement, Dutch-based brand Morphor unveiled the Echon 6, a 6-voice analog polyphonic BBD-based resonator synthesizer that can be seen as an analog counterpart to the all-digital Erica Synth steam pipe. You have flexible exciter and resonator sections and plenty of easy routable modulation.
Multiple voices can be grouped into one group with their own MIDI channel, so you can use it as a techno system, as a pad machine. So that's our first desktop synthesizer. For us, it's a really adventure, but it's a really nice one.
I like a lot here that the voice is very flexible, how you use it, and that each voice has independent audio outputs. Sorry, the following sound demo isn't very informative as the device is still in development and doesn't yet have any preset, so please don't trade the Echon 6 on this small sound demo.
So we are planning on making 10 pieces. They're going in the summer to the testers and other musicians. We gather insights, we add some new features, and by the end of the year we will have some production models ready.
And the final news of this episode came just as a surprise and without a big announcement. Making Sound Machines has announced the Plinky Plus, a larger version of its open source Plinky Touch synthesizer. It has the same engine, just a larger interface, which is great for musicians with bigger fingers, making it better to operate in my opinion.